Welcome, dear one, to this time that we take for ourselves to become still, empty of all thoughts, distractions, concerns, and reconnect with our true self, who we really are when we are not chased around, carried away by some emotion or mental scenario. Deep down at our core, we all are divine being, eternal and absolute. But when we appear in this human form, we forget about this. We are conditioned to believe that we are only this body and that life is separate from us, when in truth it is only designed for one reason: to help us realize our true nature. It is our greatest guru. So no matter how far away we drift, how lost or forgotten we may feel, we are never separate from this truth. Always carried by this inner calling to transcend, to go higher, to realize who we really are. This is when all suffering will end. But suffering needs to happen because for a very long time, many lifetimes indeed, we enjoy this human experience. We have no interest in awakening or oneness. We enjoy our personal character, desires, wishes, and the contrast of light and dark excites us, even to the point that we get bored when everything is going well. Most people want a good fight, tension, conflict in a great movie. But when we mature, we don't have such wishes anymore. All we long for is peace, light, goodness. These are the qualities of our true self. In fact, we grow more and more sensitive towards images and experiences of suffering to the point that they become unbearable. When we suffer the human experience and the limited perspective of ego, then awakening begins. And life will guide us, will send us the right teachers and experiences so that we can advance just at the right pace. This is why there are so many different ones, so that each of us finds the right language that we can understand and that resonates with us and awakens in us our own knowing of what is real and true. This is how gracious life is. No one forces us to awaken, but once we have this desire, this longing inside, it will always be heard. So whenever you feel lost alone or in despair, remember this. Come back to this truest place. You are longing for freedom. And life will guide your way. It is your higher self in truth that creates these obstacles and seeming roadblocks so that we don't grow complacent in our quest. Because sometimes we may think awakening is all we want. But at the same time, we are still holding on to our person self and other desires. So when we suffer, it is perhaps an invitation to sweep through. Let go of all the things that we no longer need. And become very clear about what it is that we really want. And who we really are. Nothing in this entire world compares to our true self. No experience, encounter, or revelation. And once we begin to taste it, we can never forget about it. It is so complete, so perfect, that no words can describe it. For a while, we will still be pulled back into the temptations of ego and person, especially at the beginning of our journey. Some refer to this as a dark night of the soul, when everything seems to fall apart and be taken away from us. But our true self can never fall apart, be harmed or hurt. It is only ego that begins to crumble when it starts losing its power. And these are the birthing pains of our true self. So let us confirm this truth inside of our own self. Let's become still in body and mind, not as an effort, but simply by letting go all the tensions, concerns, and distractions. And turn your attention to your truest place of perceiving, your awareness. Awareness is beyond thoughts and time. So any mental commentary or storyline can be perceived from here without the need to identify or to follow them. Like clouds in the sky, they simply pass by. The space in which they appear is your awareness. Awareness is not affected by the thoughts. Can we truly take this step? Not follow our thoughts, but let them pass by like clouds in the sky. We are so used to process and experience life through our mind. But this is also where all suffering comes from. So what happens if for a moment we leave it alone and let everything just be without any commentary? Then there is peace and space. Keep your attention here, watching the thoughts, but not identifying with them. moving from thinking to being. What is this being like? Does it wish for anything? It just is. Allow yourself to remain here for a while. Even if the mind tries to pull you back into person identification, the more we resist this pull, the weaker it will become. Sense how much freedom there is in this higher perspective. Awareness is beyond the person, the mind, and even the body. It can observe the body. And perhaps you may find that if we don't follow our thoughts, all of a sudden it becomes lighter and less confined. We may not need to move around so much or adjust our position, because the body also longs to be here. Our true self is the source of all well-being and happiness. And if we spend time like this, it will also translate into the body. It will become more healthy and well, and into our whole life, our relationships, our actions, our thoughts. Because in truth, everything is longing for and striving towards this realization. This is why we got this body in the first place. And if a lot of things seem to fall apart, it is also meant to guide us here. Trust this over any other strategy or plan for survival. Nothing is higher than the realization of our true nature. And no one who has ever reached enlightenment said it doesn't work. Let's try something else. Trust it. It is grace that has brought you here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Share it with anyone else you think can benefit. And if you like, subscribe to my channel so we can stay connected. All my love to you.